Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long time coming. I want to welcome you back to the actors area. Man, I've been so busy that I hadn't been able to get on here and share just a lot of the things that I've learned, a lot of the things that I've profited from. But enough about that. This is about you. This is about you experiencing the success and the fulfillment that you desire. And that is exactly what I'm going to give to you as you're listening in on this podcast. It has just been a busy last few months. And thankfully, as an actor, that's what you want. You want to be busy. So being able to be busy is a good thing as an actor. So anyway, with all further ado, let's get started. Let's move forward. So the topic of today's show is feel good where you are right now. Okay? Feel good where you are right now. And before I get into this, one of the biggest drawbacks that I hear when I'll tell either a friend, a colleague, a client, someone about this is, well, it's easy for you to say you've had success, you're working, you're doing this, you're doing that. But, and this is a big old but, the thing you have to realize is great things don't start happening to you or for you until you start to feel good. Okay? And so that's not only in acting, that's in life, that's in everything. You may recognize something called the vibrational actor. And what that means is you got to feel good about yourself. You got to feel good about your career. You got to feel good about your progress. You got to feel good about your everything that you have that is in your career at this moment. You have to feel good about it. And another drawback I'll give you is people say, well, there's a lot of people who don't necessarily feel good that have success. And I'm like, okay, well, let's think about it. Do you want the type of success, okay, that you have all these wonderful things externally, but you're an absolute shipwreck on the inside, right? Like nobody wants that. Why would you want to have $50 million in your bank and you're a nervous wreck? You're like all over the place. You can't be at peace. You're worried about losing this. You're worried about losing that. You're in this huge competition with like people you don't need to be in competition with. So it's like, why would you want success that way as opposed to this way? Feeling good just in the moment, regardless of what is happening in your career. Your agent may have not called you in a few days. So what? You may have not heard back about that audition that you did and you felt that you did really, really well and they still hadn't contacted you. So what? The truth is, just take a moment, stop, feel vibrationally good. And when I say good, I'm not just talking about, okay, haha, everything's good, everything's cool. I'm talking about feeling like you're on fire for life, feeling like you're as happy as a drop in the ocean to be experiencing so much, covering so much ground as you're swept in and out, like feeling like a firework just went off, just really feeling good. And you know that you're experiencing this when you start to get goosebumps. You start to feel like, oh gosh, this is what I'm talking about. This is where I want to be. This is my jam, like sometimes it takes music to turn on. Sometimes for me, I like to dance and I like to kind of, shake my shoulders and like really get amped up about life in general. Because guess what? When you do that, when you get amped up about life, when you get amped up about feeling good and feeling fantastic, you know what happens? It carries over into your career. It carries over. The universe tells you, you know what? Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, the law of attraction says, oh, you feeling good? Okay, let me give you more of that. Oh, you're grateful? You're excited? You're full of joy. Let me give you more of that. Oh, you really like doing this? You really enjoy doing this? Let me give you more of that. And that's the simplest way to put it in order for you to build momentum, to help you to continue to move on this path to where you can build something that not only that you're proud of, but that's able to help people, and that just hands down makes you happy. Makes you happy to talk about it. Makes you happy to wake up in the morning and know you have the opportunity to do it. Makes you happy to think that, oh man, this is exciting. I'm ready to do this. Nothing could be more epic. And that comes down to feeling good right where you are right now. Okay, so here's something that I learned from Esther Hicks and Abraham, and it's the most valuable wisdom rather, you will ever receive from anybody. Sometimes our outer reality is not something that we're excited about. It's not something that we're happy or thrilled to share with others. And that happens to all of us. We all have challenges. We all have situations where we have to find ways to find the lesson and then be able to take the lesson and apply it to our life and have our soul continue to evolve. Case in point, I've said this before, but I think it's a perfect example. I had a career that was going nowhere at one point, and I was doing all this work. And keep that in mind, because I'm going to touch on this a little bit later, if not today, later on. I was doing all this work, all this basically uninspired action, let's put it that way, thinking that I was right on track, but nothing was unfolding. Nothing was unfolding. And I'm thinking to myself, like, the first thing we always think, well, is it me? Am I the reason why this isn't unfolding the way that it needs to? So I did that exact same thing. So what I needed to do, though, is kind of regroup and take a step back. And I said, you know what? I'm starting to get into a state of neediness. And you know what happens when you get into a state of neediness? Yep, you guessed it. You get more neediness. You get more opportunities to be needy. And we don't want that, right? We want to detach from the outcome. We want to say, you know what? We gave this audition our best shot. Bam. Release it to the universe, let it go. If it comes back to us, that means that it was meant for us. If not, on to the next one. But I was in this state of neediness, and I had to take a step back. And I said, you know what? I'm no longer going to feel needy anymore. I'm just going to be grateful for the stuff that I've been fortunate enough to do. I'm going to reach out to every casting director, every producer that I've worked with, and thank them for the opportunity. No matter how long ago it has been, I'm going to thank them for the opportunity for allowing me to work with them. I'm just going to get excited about what I've been fortunate enough to do up until this point. Right? And so I did that, and all of a sudden I started feeling really good. And it was, would you believe, it was so good that people were like, oh, you must have booked something. Oh, something big must be happening. I'm like, no, you know what? I'm just feeling good because I'm giving out gratitude. I'm appreciative of what I have manifested in my life at this point. So I know that if I can do that, if I can continue to do that, good things will happen. And so what happens is, once again, and I love, I've been a specialist of the law of attraction for so long because I feel like it can help actors the most out of anybody. And law of attraction comes in again. I started to feel in this place where I didn't need anything. I had everything that I wanted. I had everything that I desired. I had I was in a space of, you know what? I may not book a role today, but damn, I feel good that I was able to book that role last year. I feel good that I was able to book that role a month ago. I feel good. I feel great that I was able to be in a movie with so many awesome people. Man, I feel great. Law of attraction pops in. You know what, Sean? You feel great? Let me give you even more stuff to feel great about. All of a sudden I get this random message on Actors Access. Not even asking for an audition. Somebody calls or sends me a message, a C-mail, and they say, oh, we just thought that you'd be perfect for this movie. We didn't know how to get in touch with you, but then we found you on here, so we're hoping that you get this message because we really want to work with you. And just like that, everything changes. Everything is back on track, mainly because my vibration was on track. As I'm feeling good, my circumstances project more things to feel good about. And like I said, that's not a case of no challenges. It's not a case of, I'm not going to have challenging events happen in my life. No, there's always those things. But at the same time, like we talked about, take the lesson, okay? Grab the lesson. From there, once you get the lesson, move on, begin to feel happy again. Don't hold on to it. Don't be unwilling to forgive. Don't play the victim. And I'm going to let you go a bit after this, but a lot of times what people do is they play the victim and they start to blame when stuff is not working, when in actuality, sometimes you just get stuck because there are things working behind the scenes spiritually to help you to get to where you need to go. So sometimes you just have to realize that. But don't blame yourself. Don't blame anybody else. If you can't do anything else, can't make anything else happen, what you can do right now is feel good. And if you can do that consistently, holding that vibration of feeling good, 1 minute at a time, 2, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes at a time, watch how that changes your career. Watch how that changes your life. Watch how you start to be in situations and experiences that you love being in, which is for you being a working actor, being in these big movies, being in these situations where people want to pay you to be yourself on camera or on stage. That's what happens when you feel good. Guys, thank you so much for joining me right now. It has been a pleasure being back. I'm happy. I'm excited to get some real good content coming your way. Stay tuned. Have a wonderful day, guys. Take care.